I'm pretty sick of the if you're not with us, you're against us mentality in politics, and I think a lot of people I know are. I want you to know that I will stand up for your rights, your reproductive rights, your gun rights, your property rights, your civil rights. Those things are important to me, and I know they're important to many of you. I also would like to make sure that you know I am for public education. I think it's in our Constitution, and we need to make sure that we have the most educated populace around, and I think we can do that. We're up for the challenge. And I want you to know that I want to help the economy, and I'm willing to listen to lots and lots and lots of creative ideas. I think there's a lot of them out there, and I would like to hear them. I would love to hear them. So when you cast your vote, please decide. You know, do you want to contribute? Do you want to contribute more to the divisiveness of the two-party system, or do you want to try something different? They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, I'm giving you an alternative, and I hope you take me up on that. We tend to ship out a lot of our raw materials. They tend to just go. They're off to someplace else. There is pellet mills, there's that sort of thing for lumber. But a lot of times we just ship off our raw materials without adding value to them. From cattle to lumber, you name it. And I think we need infrastructure that will help add value to those things. From the food we grow, to the minerals we mine, to the lumber that we take out of the forest. We need to find a way, and a lot of this is just keeping the government out of the way to add value to what we've got, and then put it in the marketplace. I also think that we can improve our economies through small changes within our communities. In Kalispell, their school district, and some of you may have heard this before, but their school district just figured out a way to buy all of their beef locally for their school. It actually saved their school district $500 and put $35,000 into their local economy. So small, practical steps are really what I'm advocating. I think we need to support the economies that are already here. One of Western Montana's biggest economies right now is tourism. The tourist welcoming center in St. Regis, their budget was just cut to $5,000 for this next year, and they had been getting $20,000. How are they going to stay open, and how are they going to welcome visitors, and how are they going to let them know what's going on around our communities if they can't be there, if there's no funding for it? In Montana, starting today, starting now, 35 boomers will turn 65, and 35 boomers will turn 65 every day in Montana until about 2030 is what the U.S. Census Bureau estimates. That's pretty impressive. And yeah, we do need to make sure that we have all of the emergency services in place, that we have a well-equipped volunteer services. But we also have to make sure that we have community centers. Frenchtown doesn't have a community center. Alberton has a community center. We could certainly use some upgrades, but we need a place to gather people to harness their energy. Turning 65 now doesn't mean that you're ready to give up and sit at home and watch TV. Turning 65 means that you're ready to do new things and be a part of your new community if this is where you have chosen to live. We need to try and harness the wisdom and the creativity and the energy of this group of people, because they have a lot of answers and they have a lot of insight into what has worked and what hasn't worked. And so I think it can be an asset, but we have to make sure that we have all the services in place to take care of those who need it. Thank you. I'm on the school board in Alberton, and I take that job very seriously. It takes constructive conversation to get through your meetings and to do what's best for the students. I think that through education, say for instance, the College of Technology is going to be requesting funds from the legislature to build a school, build an actual school, not trailers on campus. What I would like to see, in addition to something like that, would be to have satellite classrooms in all of our rural communities. I think we could do that. I think Superior could handle that. I think Frenchtown could handle that. We have students driving all the way from Hagen to go to College of Technology classes. And it would be great to see a satellite program. I would also like to see Montana lead the way in alternative energy development. I'm on the school board in Alberton, as I've mentioned before, and our electric bill in the winter, you guys are gonna choke, is $3 grand a month. Yeah. Well, when I first saw the check, I was like, this has gotta be a little bit, this can't be right. But it's an inefficient building. And I think that we need to work on ways I mean, that is a waste. That's an entire teacher's salary right there. We can work on alternative energies to bring down those bills and make our reliance on fossil fuels a lot less. I-166, I actually helped gather signatures for this initiative, so it's pretty clear where I stand on that. I do not think corporations are people, and I don't think they should be able to buy our elections. LR 120, Parental Notice of Abortion Act. I think the crafters of this had good intentions, however, I think it can be dangerous. I know a woman who was 19 when she told her father she was pregnant and was going to have a baby. Her father attacked her. Her father punched her in the face, and she ran. 15 years later, they've mended those bridges. That girl was me, and I am not going to vote for this initiative. I can't imagine what might have happened to me when I was 16 or 15 and told a parent that I was pregnant. So no, I think it's dangerous, and I encourage you to vote the same way. LR 121 is a referendum to deny certain services to people who are here illegally. And again, I think it was crafted with great intention, but I do have some problems with the wording. The problem being that it would deny illegal immigrants services for victims of crime. If a woman is raped, do we deny her services because she's not from here? I find that callous, and I don't agree with it. So I am not going to support that initiative. LR 122. Although I have some reservations, I won't vote for this initiative. The Affordable Care Act is an attempt to improve our broken healthcare system. The previous system wasn't working, and it's no surprise that the government's first effort at this solution isn't much better, and for some people it's much worse. But I think we should hang and see what happens. The medical marijuana initiative, I don't agree with the new legislation. I think there's a lot of flaws in it. For one, taking the profit out of it. If we can take the profit out of that, let's take the profit out of GlaxoSmithKline, let's take the profit out of Johnson & Johnson, let's take the profit out of Pfizer. They're supplying medicine to us. Heck, it would help us with our Big Sky prescription deficit that we don't have to cover all our Medicaid seniors. So, no, I don't agree with that, and I think the next legislative session can do a lot better. Thanks.